Hey everybody, how's it going today? Well, I'm going to climb on here, talk a little bit about hospice today. For you guys who are relatively new, I take care of my mom, and this was originally a channel, taking care of your mom in, yeah, after an event has happened and things aren't available. So, but now it's kind of morphed into me with the chickens and the quail, and still taking care of mom. So we've reached the stage of hospice. And I have to acknowledge that myself. I was talking with a friend who is a hospice nurse, and I've known this friend for decades. So she is a hospice nurse and is just has a plethora of information. We had a hospice intake guy come in. He was also a plethora of information. It was really good. So it's a little. Let me tell you a little bit about what I've learned and can relay to you. Did you know you can choose your own hospice company? Well, I didn't know. And the PCP that she's a new, well, new to my mom, geriatric PCP. She's a nurse practitioner PCP, and she knows all things geriatric. She says, oh, yes, and for hospice, let's get a hospice in. But what my friend said afterwards is, no, don't you know you get to choose your hospice? What? What? So she is a PCP. My mom's PCP is from a very large, big box corporation conglomerate PCP, conglomerate place. And she's a PCP out of that. Well, by default sent their subdivision hospice people out, and she didn't make mention that you can choose your hospice. So, so yeah, so my friend is like, "Don't you want to choose your hospice? There's a lot of hospice out there. Don't you want to like compare and see what's what?" And there's for-profit hospices and not-for-profit hospices, and there's all these different services and hospices out there, and I didn't know that. So now I'm imparting that to you. Um, so my friend works, well, she lives a little over an hour away, but fortunately, the headquarters for her work is halfway between my place and her place. So one of her colleagues, I've arranged to meet with one of her colleagues to come out. Well, let me back up a little bit. First, the hospice guy from the big box corporation hospice came out, and I said, well, because I talked to my friend, I want this care from this hospice. He said, oh, yeah, no problem. Um, I'll tell your PCP to reach out, and then somebody will reach out to you shortly. But since he was there, he just started because hospice people are they're like a special breed of human being. They're just, since I'm here, here we go, and basically told me a whole plethora of more information that I didn't know, and it was very good. So, sorry, behind me is the little chick that I had from my from that I'm growing, and he's just running back and forth. So, all right. So if I stop and I listen, it's just because he's just whacked himself into the top of the brooder. Anyway. Wee. All right. Okay. Back on track. Hi, my mind is kind of like it's full of squirrels these days. Um, I'll talk about that in another video. but um, but yeah. So back to the hospice is. So he gave me another plethora of information. Really kind guy, gentle, sweet, and as I said, you have to be a certain breed of person. You have to have a certain mindset, just this special superpower of being a hospice person because you get to know people and then they decline and die and then you go to the next patient and you get to know them and then decline. Yeah, not all people can do that. So I think it's a superpower. And so I'm not afraid to say it's a superpower. Um, so yeah, but anyways, he gave me a whole bunch of information that I took in. Thank you very much. And so I'm armed with more knowledge. I understand I have more choices for my mom. Thinking more about what my mom would want. And so I'm at that stage. So I'm waiting for the hospice number two to reach out to me. And I don't know if it's intake or I don't think it's intake. It's something that the official meet and greet and I guess maybe meet and greet and the assessment or something like that. I don't know what to prepare for, but it's happening. Um, one of the things, there are two things that my friend, home hospice nurse friend, said to me, and during the conversation was, that my mom is ready for hospice, and she's been ready for a while. Like, I would say, well, is she really ready for hospice? Is she really ready for it? She's happy, she's healthy, and then I would go into all of the, she watches TV, and about the not comprehension of watching TV, not being able to follow along, even the closed captions. And my friend would say, well, she's been watching TV for decades, and she's just going through, her brain is shrinking, the dementia has taken her, she's just going through the motions of that and trying to keep up with that and going through the motions of that. And the other thing was, like she likes to read the newspaper. And then I would go into, but she can't figure out how to turn the page of a newspaper or a magazine, and she just ends up shredding the newspaper, and then trying to read the little bits of the newspaper. Again, my friend was like, she's been ready for hospice for a while now. It's your mom isn't there anymore, and this is, hospice is here and ready for her. It sounds like you're not ready for your mom to be in hospice. But your mom's ready to be in hospice, so I took that to heart. It's an acknowledgement. It's just that I've been with her day in and day out. Excuse me, there's a little flash. Um, I've been with her day in and day out for since 2020, and now it's 2025. So I've been with her and gone through all the little stages and all the little setbacks and all the little setbacks. It's just over such a long time. I don't really notice them, and I've adjusted to them. Like, even when I like, I ask her, "Well, do you want this for lunch or this for lunch?" And it's not, she doesn't pick, and she doesn't say, "I want that for lunch or that." It's the way I can tell she wants one thing over the other. She's kind of up about this and kind of down about the other. And so that's something that I've learned and is now ingrained, and it's easy for me to tell, but somebody coming in off the street, they wouldn't know how to tell what she wants for lunch or what she would prefer, or she wouldn't be able to tell me what she feels like having for lunch. And it's just this whole big old game that I've had to overcome and deal with in my brain. And I think it's normal because it's just been a part of my life for so long. But now somebody come in and it's like, no, she's ready for hospice. So, and again, second guessing myself, is it time? I don't know. And so in my mind, I have to adjust to that. And certainly going to hospice, it's palliative care, it's doing what she would have wanted me to do. It's not about me, it's about my mom, getting mom the help she needs and supporting all of her needs in her time, um, and not going crazy myself in the meantime. And that was one of the other things that my friend had to say, is that, you can't do it alone. You have to have help, and you have to draw in all the resources. Did you know that hospice supplies people to come in? I guess a nurse comes in twice a week, and you can, and helps you with the patient. You have aides that can come in, which is great. You have volunteers that can come in and sit with my mother while I do stuff like go grocery shopping. And I was like, what? What? I didn't know that. And I don't know if it's Medicare or Medicaid. I keep getting them confused. That pays for it. In my state, they pay for it. Thank goodness. Um, they will pay for respite care, up to 5 days of respite care. I guess, I don't know, some home health agencies, they'll take like my mom into a facility for 5 days while I go off and just decompress. And I really haven't had a break, except for once in a blue moon. I would have a day or two to myself. But mentally, you need to stop and need to recharge and rest and stuff. And it's hard to do that, by the way, when you're off having a day or two to yourself, but you're thinking, oh, I got to get back because, this person needs to, that person, they don't know how to take care of her, this. And so your mind is just keeping racing, and it takes a while just to pull it back into, okay, what are my needs? What's going on? What do I need to do to decompress and try to take those steps? And it's a process. So, because I've just been going, taking care of mom for all this time. Um, so I recognize that. And my friend is, yes, you have to have her go to respite care for a few days so you can you can sleep. I haven't been able to sleep for a long time. So um, I'll go to bed, I take care of my mom's needs, kind of, get her ready for bed, make sure she's comfortable, turn out the lights, and then I'll go quickly. I'll take a shower and I'll do the stuff that I need to do to go to bed, and I'll jump in bed, and a couple hours later, I go from deep sleep to wide awake because the anxiety attacks hit. So, and then there's the hour or 2 or 3 of the anxiety attack, and then I sleep for another hour or so, and then my mom, who's got severe dementia, doesn't know what time it is, wakes up and starts yelling at me for breakfast or coffee or something at 4 o'clock in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the morning. So there's little to no sleep. So having her in respite care just for a little bit means I can sleep, I can eat, I can do those things, and take care of myself and start taking care of myself. So little things like that will go a long way. Because hospice, at least in my state, hospice takes care of that, which is good. So yeah. So one of the other things that my friend said is that she's reached the state. My mom has reached the stage where I can't really go out and have her spend a few hours alone and then have an aide come in and spend an hour or two alone and then me come back because that's too much. So I'm looking at my spreadsheet, I'm looking at my notation book and calculating out what the hours of the aide is now, how many hours a day she's here now. And so one of my tasks is I have to rearrange the aide's hours. And first of all, is she okay with the proposing the new hours? Saying there's a change, there needs to be a change. Hospice is saying that this is going to be a change, that you can't leave her alone. So there can no longer be a gap between me going to work and you coming here and you leaving and then me coming home from work. We have to rearrange it. So I'm putting together a new schedule. I'm going to propose the new schedule and see what we can do. Maybe hopefully the aide will be okay with it. It's the same amount of hours, but it's just covers when there's a lot of overlap now between when I'm here and the aide is here, and this will just have someone here to fill in the gaps and just organize it that way. So I think she'll be okay with it, but I don't know. I'll have to propose because my mom likes that aide and she's very picky about aides, and this aide has been with her for 10 years, so we shall see what happens. But yeah, but that's another thing that hospice is there for, is to organize. And so I'm more organized in the care and whatnot. So we shall see, little things like that. And if I don't know how long it's been since I started this video, I'm tired. And it's interesting because I can't have a nap right now because I need to get mother up and need to get her lunch and need to make sure she's okay and have her eat everything. And I'll talk more about what my mom eats and doesn't eat now, in another video. So anyway, okay, well, that's it for now. Thank you for coming along with me on this wild ride. I'll talk a little bit more about home hospicing and what mom is up to eating wise. And I don't know if I told you about meds wise, maybe. I don't know. It's a big whirlwind. So I guess I'm starting to resort to writing down all my thoughts for videos because otherwise my mind is like like a bunch of squirrels running around. So, okay. All right. Hope this finds you well. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.